Γεια σας αγαπητοί μας φίλοι, ελπίζουμε να είστε όλοι καλά από όπου και να μας παρακολουθείτε και να περνάτε ωραία. Αν είστε σε καλοκαίρι βέβαια είστε πολύ τυχεροί και όσοι βρίσκεστε στην Ελλάδα είναι πολύ ωραία τώρα.
Πολύ ωραία.
Πάρα πολύ ωραία, έχουν αρχίσει ήδη οι ζέστες, αλλά εμείς βρισκόμαστε στην Νότια Αυστραλία και έχουμε χειμώνα, αλλά και εμείς δεν έχουμε πολύ βαρύ χειμώνα ακόμη, Μπάμπρα.
Ναι, είμαστε ακόμα καλά.
Καλά είμαστε.
Αλλά τον Αύγουστο αλίμονό μας.
Ήδη έχει περάσει ο πρώτος μήνας σχεδόν.
Ναι, κιόλας.
Λοιπόν, απόψε αγαπητοί μας φίλοι στο πρόγραμμα θα έχουμε πολλά στιγμιότυπα να σας δείξουμε από μία εκδήλωση που παρευρεθήκαμε τις προάλλες που διοργάνωσε η Ελληνική Ορθόδοξη Κοινότητα της Νότιας Αυστραλίας. Μία εκδήλωση για να παρουσιάσει μια καινούρια εφαρμογή για τα τηλέφωνα, για τα iPhones και τα iPads που σχεδίασε η Υπηρεσία Κοινωνικής Μέριμνας για να μπορέσει να εξυπηρετήσει όλους όσους εργάζονται στα γυροκομεία που δεν γνωρίζουν την ελληνική γλώσσα, για να μπορέσουν να επικοινωνούν με τους ηλικιωμένους μας. Είναι μια πάρα πολύ ωραία εφαρμογή, πολύ εκπαιδευτική και ενημερωτική. Μεταφράζει τα αγγλικά στα ελληνικά και είναι πολύ καλή ιδέα από την Ελληνική Ορθόδοξη Κοινότητα. Συγχαρητήρια στην Υπηρεσία Κοινωνικής Μέριμνας για την καταπληκτική δουλειά που έκαναν. Επίσης, τη βραδιά αυτή τίμησαν και τους εθελοντές, οι οποίοι προσφέρουν πολύ καλές υπηρεσίες σε άτομα που χρειάζονται εδώ στην παροικία μας.
Yes, another great initiative by the Greek Orthodox community of South Australia. Welcome all to Hellenic Presence, and we'd present to you this evening something very special. Now, the Greek Orthodox community of South Australia, in association with their community care services, have developed an app, a wonderful application for iPhones and iPads that is to assist professionals in the aged care sector. But actually, this app can be used for anybody that wants a quick and easy translation from Greek to English and vice versa. So anyone that's wanting to learn the Greek language or is travelling to Greece can of course download the app. If they've got an iPad I'll tell you what's compatible now, the iPhone, iPad and iPod Touch of an iOS 7.0 or later. At the launch of the Let's Go Greek application that we will be presenting to you shortly, you will also see that some very hard-working volunteers were acknowledged and honoured on the night. So we congratulate the Greek Orthodox community for both initiatives, and we hope you enjoy the footage of that great event. Let's Go Greek. English Greek words and phrases, a smart move for carers and professional staff in the ageing industry, also for young students. An innovative bilingual iPhone and iPad application to assist professionals in the health and ageing industry who work with Greek-speaking clients has been developed by the Greek Orthodox Community Care Services. The application comprises the most common Greek words and phrases, together with common medical terms, in an appealing environment with images and sound files. We believe that the app will benefit and support not only workers who communicate with Greek-speaking people, but also young students who wish to learn their first Greek in an amusing way using most modern IT tools.
Καλημέρα. Τι κάνετε? Αντίο. Χαρούμενος. Τρομαγμένος. Φούρτσα. Εκκλησία. Αγία Γραφή. Πεινασμένος. Ο σύζυγος. Μητέρα. Στιθόδεσμος. Σταματήστε. Ασθενοφόρο.
Distinguished guests, community volunteers, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's launch of the Let's Go Greek app. In addition, this evening is an opportunity to openly recognise the significant contribution our volunteers make to the smooth running of a number of our community-based programs that we have here. But first, the Let's Go Greek app. And as I only found out about 20 minutes ago, the Italians have beaten us to it. But thank you, and we'll take that technology and improve on it, I hope. But I think it's an opportunity for community, for the organisation to be able to use the application in a very worthwhile manner. This app is specifically designed and tailored to inform, educate and support staff and volunteers to communicate more effectively with Greek-speaking clients. The app can also be used by anyone wanting to learn some basic Greek words and phrases, and can be utilised in schools by students learning Greek or by many tourists who travel to Greece for their holidays. The background to the app is that for each English word or phrase there is an accompanying image, It's Greek translation and the pronunciation of Greek as well as a sound file. So we'll have some examples of that shown later on. It's an instant resource that supports workers and volunteers quickly and easily when communicating with Greek-speaking people. The app allows workers and volunteers to converse more effectively, giving older people a real feeling of appreciation, understanding and acknowledgement. From the date it was released, which was late March this year until mid-June, the app has had approximately 300 store views and over 200 downloads. 100 of those within the Asia Pacific area, 44 in Europe, 34 in the US, and in fact in Canada, Africa, the Middle East and India. This is only the start, as I'm sure other groups will eventually appreciate the functionality and ease that it will provide carers from a different cultural background, attending to the needs of persons, again, from a totally diverse background. I commend Louisa Stenter, Marianthi for the translation, Theo for his voiceover and character, Ricardo, Eric and team from Custom Business Apps for their IT support, and all our staff at our community care services for their vision and foresight in having this app evolve to a functional and effective working tool. I think that's really impacted and made a big difference, and certainly will make a big difference for the community. This is an app that our social services groups everywhere, as well as tourist organisations and students, could certainly take advantage of. And just as important as that, though, there's no cost; it's free of charge. So I guess that's an added bonus. With respect to our wonderful volunteers, I would like to recognise and thank the great work of the Philoctopus, our friends of the poor, for their collective drive and dedication. In addition, we acknowledge the volunteers of the Auspice groups for their tireless work in providing our Greek elderly under the Commonwealth Home Support Program, which was formerly known as the old HACK program. Special thanks also goes to our independent volunteers, to whom we are grateful for their contribution to our community, and specifically community care service programs that we run. I would also like to recognise our volunteer drivers, as well as our amazing volunteers generally who assist clients to do their shopping, accompany them to medical appointments, attend social activities and assist with friendly visits. Our Philoctopus currently run 4 of the centre-based programs in partnership with Community Care Services. These are, well, the first one's here in Adelaide, the Taxiarchis. The second one is at Croydon, at the Kimbis Theotokou. The third one is at Goodwood, at St Constantine and Hellenic. The fourth at Theban at St Nicholas. Community Care Services also auspices the following groups: the Federation of Hellenic Association of Pensioners, the Greeks of Egypt and Middle East Society of South Australia, the Cypriot Aged and Pensioners Association, and more recently, the Pan-Rhodian Society Colossus. On behalf of the Greek Orthodox community, I would like to sincerely thank you all, especially the volunteers, for their untiring work, and we will acknowledge this by presenting volunteer certificates of recognition during the evening. Lastly, special thanks again to Louisa and all the community care service staff, Marianthi, Katerina, Helen, Lika, Mandy, Maria, Eleni and Tina for their help in preparing for tonight. So thank you very much again. Enjoy the night, and we'll have some examples of the app working shortly. Thank you.
This evening I'm representing both Jay Weddell, the Premier of South Australia, and also Zoe Beddison, who's the Minister for Volunteers and the Minister for Multicultural Affairs, and they both send their best wishes and apologies for not being able to be here tonight. I'm delighted to be joining you for this special celebration of the Community Services volunteers and their contribution to older South Australians, as well as the launch of the Let's Go Greek app. And I've had the benefit of downloading the Let's Go Greek app today and having a look, and I have to say it's a very cleverly constructed, easy to use app. And by making it free to download, it's going to improve the lives of all Greek-speaking South Australians. as well as helping non-Greek speaking South Australians like me to pick up a few words of Greek. So I particularly say to everybody, oh, it's not going to work. I think that's sort of works. I think there's going to be a proper demonstration later. The state government is a proud supporter of the work you do, and that's why we've pledged over $120,000 through through multicultural grant programs to your community since 2003, as well as the annual home and community care funding of over $60,000 a year. And so therefore, on behalf of the Government of South Australia, congratulations on the launch of the fantastic app, and thank you for all of your volunteers. Your contribution makes a huge difference to the lives of so many people. Thank you.
Community, I wholeheartedly support the Let's Go Greek app. And I have to say, Bill, that yes, the Italians did launch their app first, but the Greeks invented the columns, okay? But the Italians put the arches on top. So it can be very distressing, even though you are in need of healthcare or extra support for day-to-day services without the added pressure of having to communicate in the language which is not your mother tongue. The Let's Go Greek will be extremely useful to help those support staff and volunteers communicate and help Greek-speaking clients more effectively. This will assist to alleviate added anxieties if you do not quite understand what someone is explaining to you, particularly when you may be not well. As the Shadow Minister for Education, I can also appreciate how this app will be extremely beneficial for students studying in Greek. I could also see it being used by English-speaking travellers who are adventuring through Greece's beautiful countryside and their islands. And of course, as a non-speaking Greek MP, and I think I demonstrated that pretty clearly earlier, it would be useful in preparing speeches for an audience like yourselves. I recognise and I thank the hard work of the Greek Orthodox Community Care Services volunteers, and I commend the Greek Orthodox Community Care Services for releasing this out free of charge to the public, and I hope it is taken up with enthusiasm throughout South Australia. Now, I just wanted to finish by seeing just how many Greek words that the English language uses that I could get in a single paragraph that describes what we're celebrating here this evening. I give full kudos. Someone can ring a bell whenever I say a Greek word, if you like. I give full kudos to those at the genesis of this project. It must have been a eureka moment, as no longer will communication be a dogma as to the ethos of those in aged care can be clearly understood in this acropolis of Adelaide. Congratulations and thank you.
English, and then I will speak in Greek and English simultaneously. So, Mr. President, and members of the board of the Greek Orthodox Community of South Australia, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers of today's event for their kind invitation to me to be present in such an important celebration. The Greek Orthodox Community of South Australia is an established organization and over time has developed significant programs and services such as Greek language schools, cultural and educational programs, community services and aged care services. Tonight, I would like to congratulate the Greek Orthodox community for their initiative to design the Let's Go Greek language application for iPhones and iPads, which I also have in my iPhone, and I'm absolutely sure that it will be of great help to all the professionals who communicate with Greek-speaking people. And of course, tonight, we have to congratulate and recognize the valuable role that volunteers play in providing service to the community in such important fields as charity, solidarity, social justice, and social participation. Volunteering is an act that shows energy and kindness. It's a contribution to our fellow men and above all to our country. Finally, I want to stress once more that I very much want to see Greeks living and thriving abroad to preserve their ethnic identity, to constitute a major cultural and economic asset in their new countries, and to consolidate their reputation based on a rich historical and cultural heritage. Thank you very much. Now comes the magic moment. I will speak in Greek and English, but I will speak simultaneously. How this is going to happen, you will see. So, It's the anathema of our epoch for the dynamism of our economies and the heresy of our economic methods and policies that we should agonize with the scylla of numismatic plethora and the hardness of economic anemia. It's not my idiosyncrasy to be ironic or sarcastic, but my diagnosis would be that politicians are rather cryptoplethorists. Although the emphatically stigmatized numismatic plethora energize it through their tactics and practices. Our policies have to be based more on economic and less on political criteria. Our gnome has to be a metron between political, strategic, and philanthropic scopes. Political magic has always been anti-economic. In an epoch characterized by monopolies, oligopolies, monopsonies, monopolistic antagonism, and polymorphous inelasticity, our policies have to be more orthological. But this should not be metamorphosed into plethorophobia, which is endemic among academic economists.
Next up, the Κοίμησης της Θεοτόκου Women's Fellowship, Φιλότοκος Αδελφότητα Ναού Κοίμησης Θεοτόκου. Φιλότοκος Αδελφότητα Ναού Αγίου Νικολάου, to continue on with the St. Nicholas Women's Fellowship. St. Constantine and Helen Women's Fellowship, συνεχίζουμε με τη Φιλότοκο Αδελφότητα Ναού Αγίου Κωνσταντίνου και Ελένης. Next up, we continue on with the Federation of Hellenic Associations for Pensioners and Aged in South Australia. Συνεχίζουμε με την Ομοσπονδία Ελληνικών Συλλόγων Συνταξιούχων και Ηλικιωμένων Νοτιού Αυστραλίας. We continue with the Greeks of Egypt and Middle East Society of South Australia Incorporated. Συνεχίζουμε με τον Σύλλογο Ελλήνων της Αιγύπτου και Μέσης Ανατολής. Thank you, Mr. Bennett. Next up, the Cypriot Aged and Pensioners Association, Κυπριακός Σύλλογος Ηλικιωμένων και Συνταξιούχων.
I'd like to thank Louisa Stenter and the staff of the Greek Orthodox Community's Community Care Services for their dedication to their roles and the service they have provided to their clients. Further, the group have excelled themselves in making tonight a success with the launch of their app and the acknowledgement of our volunteers this evening. There is a desire by this group to improve the community-based programs and the service provided to their clients. As an example, this is the app Let's Go Greek. That's tonight. So Louisa, you've started the process. I wonder what happens next. Innovation and a smarter approach today will achieve better outcomes for all concerned now and into the future. I congratulate the group once again and say that your work has only just begun. Community care is a challenging environment, being with accountability and outcomes being at the forefront of every dollar that is spent by all governments. So we must be at the cutting edge of home care, we must be innovative, and above all, we must have satisfied clients. With regard to our volunteers, I sincerely thank them and acknowledge their unquestioned contribution to the success of a community as large as ours. I thank you all for your willingness to share in our successful venture with your attendance tonight, and look forward to seeing you all in the near future when we can again inform you of a further achievement by our community. I wish you all a good evening.
And with this, we conclude tonight's event.
Tonight we are at the official launch of Let's Go Greek applications for iPhone and iPad, which created by the community care services of the Greek Orthodox community. I have the pleasure to have with me the manager of the community care services, Mrs. Louisa Stender.
Good evening.
Good evening and welcome to the program. And congratulations for this innovation. It's a great application. And would you like to tell us a little bit about it?
The idea came to me because when I visited people in their home and I don't speak the Greek language and I wanted to find out their health or they had pain or whatever. And I said, there must be a better way to communicate. So we got photographs and we started to categorise like health and homes and bodies, and we said, okay, so we got the picture, we say the English word, and we also needed to translate it in the Greek, but the translation into the Greek is hard to pronounce, so we had to have the pronunciation as well. So there's 3 levels. There's the English, the Greek, and the pronunciation.
That's great. It's very interesting and very informative and education for all the people who work in the aged care. And is it specific for the aged care?
No, children can have it as well. I have granddaughters and they're learning the Greek language and they use the iPhone or the downloaded version and they're learning to pronounce the words, which is much easier for them than for me. It's a great tool for people that want to learn the language, for the tourists, people that work in aged care, doctors, nurses, so anybody. If you just want to communicate with a person in Greek, you download the question and it comes up.
Or if they want to learn Greek, it's great.
Greek, especially if they're visiting the islands.
So can you tell us, Louisa, how do you download this application to your phone?
So you put you go through the app or Apple and you ask to download Let's Greek. It's free. At the moment it's only for iPhones and iPads, but we're working on the Android version, which means that it can be downloaded by anybody anywhere if you have just a simple phone. So that's what we're looking for.
That's fantastic. And tonight we also acknowledge the volunteers who are very important.
We couldn't survive providing all the services that we do without the support of the volunteers. We have in excess of 80, which is a good number for us. But tonight we thought we'd make it special and recognise the groups of each philopter that does provide a lot of services for our elderly people.
So if anybody like to be a volunteer,
please, all you have to do is contact us on 7088 0500, and we have a variety of jobs from bus drivers to transport people to doctor's appointments, shopping, cooking. We've got job specifications for everybody and we've got really great training, so we don't leave you in the lurch.
That's fantastic. And Louisa, can you tell us a little bit about the services that the community care provides?
Yes, we are funded by both the federal government and the state government, so we provide services for over 65 and people that are younger with a disability, and it can be from simple cleaning the home to home maintenance, to cleaning, to gardening, to showering, to shopping. For anything that you need, we assess what the needs are and we make sure that there's a service available to you.
That's fantastic. And how many people do you assist at this time?
At the moment, we have just over 780 people, which is really
That's
good.
a lot.
Yes, but it's exciting because we feel that we're making a small difference in somebody's life.
And do you provide services to non-Greeks as well?
We specifically for Greeks, but we also support groups like the Vietnamese to do it for themselves, but we do the training for them. And the same with the auspicing of the other Greek groups. We empower them to do it for themselves, but we're there to support them.
That's fantastic. Congratulations once again and all the very best for the community care services.
Thank you so much and thank you for the opportunity.
Απόψε βρισκόμαστε σε εκδήλωση που διοργάνωσε η Ελληνική Ορθόδοξη Κοινότητα και συγκεκριμένα μία παρουσίαση μία καινούριας εφαρμογής για τηλέφωνα και για iPods που δημιούργησε η υπηρεσία φροντίδας, κοινωνικής φροντίδας της Ελληνικής Ορθόδοξης Κοινότητας. Η εφαρμογή αυτή είναι πάρα πολύ καλή, που θα ενημερώνει και θα εκπαιδεύει όλους όσους εργάζονται στο γυροκομείο για να μάθουν τα ελληνικά. Μαζί μου έχω τον πρόξενο, το γενικό πρόξενο εδώ της Αδελαΐδας, τον κύριο Κωνσταντίνο Γούρα. Καλησπέρα σας, καλώς ήρθατε και απόψε. Θέλετε να μας πείτε τις εντυπώσεις σας για την απόψινή βραδιά?
Ευχαριστώ. Καταρχήν ήθελα να σας πω ότι πάντοτε χαίρομαι να δίνω συνέντευξη στο Hellenic Presence, γιατί πραγματικά είστε μια πολύ ωραία πρωτοβουλία και το σημαντικότερο απ' όλα κάνετε αυτό που δίνει συνέντευξη να αισθάνετε πάντοτε ευχάριστα και ωραία.
Ευχαριστώ πολύ.
Λοιπόν, ήθελα να πω ότι χαίρομαι πάρα πολύ που βρίσκομαι σήμερα εδώ στην Ελληνική Ορθόδοξη Κοινότητα Νότιας Αυστραλίας σε μια ακόμα ωραία πρωτοβουλία η οποία έχει ως σκοπό να προωθήσει την γνώση της ελληνικής γλώσσας και μάλιστα σε ανθρώπους οι οποίοι φροντίζουν ηλικιωμένα άτομα. Ξέρουμε πάρα πολύ καλά ότι υπάρχουν πλέον πάρα πολλοί ηλικιωμένοι συμπάρικοί μας εδώ στα γεροκομεία στην Αδελαΐδα, οι οποίοι είτε δεν ξέρουν αγγλικά καλά, είτε λόγω ασθενείας μιλούν πλέον μόνο ελληνικά, και ενώ οι περισσότεροι που τους φροντίζουν δεν είναι Έλληνες, είναι άνθρωποι από άλλες χώρες που δεν ομιλούν την ελληνική, οπότε υπάρχει πραγματικά ένα σημαντικό πρόβλημα εδώ και αυτό το κενό ήρθε να το καλύψει αυτή η πολύ ωραία πρωτοβουλία της κοινότητας, την οποία πάλι τη συγχαίρω, και είμαι βέβαιος ότι αυτή η πρωτοβουλία θα έχει μεγάλη επιτυχία όχι μόνο εδώ στην Αδελαΐδα, όχι μόνο στην Νότια Αυστραλία, όχι μόνο στην Αυστραλία αλλά και σε όλο τον κόσμο. Όπως ακούσαμε, ήδη έχουν γίνει πολλές χρήσεις αυτής της εφαρμογής από όλο τον κόσμο. Υπάρχει μεγάλο ενδιαφέρον παγκοσμίως και είμαι βέβαιος ότι όσο περνάει ο καιρός, τόσο περισσότερο θα βελτιώνεται και η εφαρμογή και θα αυξάνει και ο αριθμός των χρηστών. Και βέβαια, από ό,τι κατάλαβα, είχε μεγάλο ενδιαφέρον και η ομιλία την οποία έκανα, ειδικά το τελευταίο της κομμάτι. Ήθελα να πω σε όσοι ενδιαφέρονται ότι αυτός είναι ο λόγος του αιμνίστου Ξενοφόντο Ζολότα, του γνωστού καθηγητού και πρώην Πρωθυπουργού της Ελλάδος, ο οποίος πηγαίνοντας σε ένα συνέδριο έγραψε αυτόν τον λόγο, ο οποίος είναι στα αγγλικά αλλά έχει μόνο ελληνικές λέξεις. Για όσους ενδιαφέρονται μπορούν να τον αναζητήσουν στο διαδίκτυο γράφοντας ή λόγος Ζολότα ή Ζολότας speech. Λοιπόν, είναι πραγματικά
πολύ ενδιαφέρον, γιατί η αγγλική γλώσσα έχει πάρα πολλές ελληνικές λέξεις. Let's Go Greek λοιπόν είναι η εφαρμογή αυτή. Μπράβο στην Ελληνική Ορθόδοξη Κοινότητα. Επίσης απόψε αναγνώρισε και τους εθελοντές για τη μεγάλη τους προσφορά, γιατί είναι πάρα πολύ σημαντικός ο ρόλος των εθελοντών.
Και όχι μόνο εθελοντές, βέβαια είναι πολύ σημαντικό αυτό. Άνθρωποι προσφέρουν τις υπηρεσίες ανιδιοτελώς, χωρίς να περιμένουν χρηματική ανταπόδοση. Και γι' αυτό όπου έχουμε εθελοντές έχουμε και τις καλύτερες υπηρεσίες. Γιατί φυσικά ένας εθελοντής προσφέρει πολύ καλύτερες υπηρεσίες από κάποιον που πληρώνεται. Γιατί κάποιος που πληρώνεται το κάνει επειδή παίρνει χρήματα. Κάποιος εθελοντής το κάνει επειδή το αισθάνεται. Άρα οι υπηρεσίες που προσφέρουν οι εθελοντές είναι πολύ καλύτερου επίπεδου από τις υπηρεσίες που προσφέρουν οι υπόλοιποι εργαζόμενοι. Και επίσης μου άρεσε πάρα πολύ και η παραδοσιακή χορή. Είναι πραγματικά πάρα πολύ ωραίο να βλέπεις νέους Έλληνες και Ελληνίδες να χορεύουν παραδοσιακούς χορούς της Ελλάδος με παραδοσιακές ενδυμασίες. Όπως έχω πει πάντα, όταν μία Ελληνίδα και ένας Έλληνας φορούν μια παραδοσιακή ενδυμασία, δεν είναι ποτέ άσχημοι. Εγώ τους βλέπω πάντα όμορφους. Ενώ όταν φορούν τα καθημερινά ρούχα που φορούμε όλοι, μπορώ να πω αυτός δεν είναι τόσο ωραίος, αυτός είναι άσχημος και αυτή η άλλη είναι άσχημη. Όταν φοράει κάποιος την παραδοσιακή ενδυμασία, δεν τον έχω δει ποτέ να είναι άσχημος.
Μπράβο στα παιδιά, πολύ ωραία χόρεψαν απόψε.
Και επίσης να δείξω ότι το έχω και στην εφαρμογή εδώ. Την έχω στο...
Εσείς την έχετε κατεβάσει ήδη στο τηλέφωνο?
Ναι, την έχω κατεβάσει.
Ωραία.
Την έχω ήδη στο
τηλέφωνο. Την εντυπώσεις σας για την εφαρμογή?
Πολύ καλή, πολύ καλή. Πολύ καλή, πολύ χρήσιμη και πιστεύω ότι καθώς με τον καιρό θα βελτιώνεται και θα υπάρχουν και περισσότεροι χρήστες που θα την αναζητούν, θα τύχει ακόμα ευρυτέρας διαδόσεως.
Και μπορεί οποιοδήποτε από όλο τον κόσμο να κατεβάσει αυτή την εφαρμογή που είναι πάρα πολύ καλό.
Δωρεάν κιόλας, είναι σημαντικό αυτό, ναι, ότι είναι δωρεάν. Ναι.
Λοιπόν, ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ και τα λέμε την επόμενη φορά. Να είστε καλά. Γεια σας, χάρηκα. With me I have the pleasure to have the president of the Greek Orthodox community of South Australia, Mr. Bill Gonis. Hello Bill, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thank you. And first of all, congratulations for tonight. It was a very successful event. And congratulations for being innovative. The Greek community is going forward. And would you like to tell us your thoughts?
Sure. I think tonight was a very good example of the community coming together and taking an interest to see, I guess, the new direction of the committee, but more importantly, the community care services should be congratulated for their initiative with this new app, and I think the success was quite obvious tonight by the amount of people we had here, and we're quite pleased with it, Dora.
It's great. It's very good application. Whoever can download it on their phone, they have it there. And if they need the language, let's go Greek. They can, if they're going to translate one phrase, they can do it directly. So it's very good.
It is. It's a very handy app. And in fact, I was speaking to someone this evening just before they left, and they said they have a parent in a particular nursing home well, it's a non-Greek nursing home, and they saw the advantage of downloading the app and using it for his mother. So yeah, it was quite positive. We've had a lot of interest in the app, and it's been downloaded not just throughout Australia, but through other countries as well. It's also handy for students to use, to assist them, for tourists. So we're quite proud and excited with the new application.
That's great, and it's also free, and they don't have to have the internet on their phones to have a look at it, only to download it, I think.
That's correct. That's correct. Yep, download it and away you go. It's a free application, and certainly something that will benefit not only the user but for the person who's on the receiving end of it as well, I guess.
And it's good to promote the Greek language.
Oh, absolutely. I think when we're speaking particularly to the elderly and the vulnerable and they can't communicate effectively, I think the app helps. They would feel a lot more comfortable in someone speaking in their own language, understanding in their own language, and I think that's the least we could do in trying to support that.
Tonight you also acknowledge the volunteers, the contribution of the volunteers.
Absolutely, absolutely. This organisation or any organisation cannot function without volunteers. Volunteers are a vital part of any organisation, and ours particularly, I guess, from not only just the time and effort they put in, but just so many, the variety of work they do, it's just immeasurable. So they deserve the acknowledgement, they deserve the recognition they got tonight, and as you saw, I think it was about 7 certificates that were given out to different organisations for their help and support, not only in the community work, the philoptochor type work they do, but also representing the community on a broader basis outside.
That's great. Well, let's go Greek, everybody, and thank you to all the volunteers again.
Absolutely, thanks to all the volunteers, and thank you guys for supporting our event and being
And
here.
thank you, all the very best to the Greek community.
Absolutely, and I think
Thank you
tonight.
for having us.
No, I'm more than welcome. Thank you.
Πάρα πολύ ωραία καινοτομία από την Ελληνική Ορθόδοξη Κοινότητα Μπάμπρα και από την Υπηρεσία Κοινωνικής Μέριμνας. Συγχαρητήρια σε όλους για την καταπληκτική άψογη δουλειά που έκαναν για να δημιουργήσουν αυτή την εφαρμογή που είναι πάρα πολύ χρήσιμη για όλους όσους θέλουν να επικοινωνήσουν με τους άλλους συνανθρώπους στα ελληνικά. Και είναι καλό και για αυτούς που ταξιδεύουν στην Ελλάδα.
Indeed. So a great application. As we mentioned earlier, it was created to assist professionals and in the aged care facility of the Greek Orthodox community of South Australia, the home for the aged at Rillington. There are many Greeks obviously that reside there, so the carers can now communicate much more easily with this wonderful application.
Okay.
And also, as Dora mentioned earlier, for people travelling overseas or wanting to learn the Greek language, it's absolutely wonderful. Lots of little icons. It's fun and easy to go by. Yes.
Και να τονίσουμε, Μπάμπρα, ότι είναι εντελώς δωρεάν αυτή η εφαρμογή. Μπορείτε να την κατεβάσετε στο τηλέφωνό σας και να την έχετε όποτε θέλετε και την χρειάζεστε.
And another very important point to all this is that this app is completely free. So you can go to the Let's Go Greek through your app store or go to the Greek Orthodox community website for the link and for further information, and you can even like it on Facebook. So thanking the Greek Orthodox community of South Australia once again for this wonderful initiative that I'm sure many people will find of benefit.
Επίσης να πούμε και συγχαρητήρια στα παιδιά που χόρεψαν τη βραδιά αυτή, διασκέδασαν τον κόσμο πάρα πολύ ωραία και οι στολές τους πολύ όμορφες, μπράβο τους.
And also the wonderful Greek dancers that entertained everybody on the night, and of course congratulations and well done to all the volunteers.
Σας ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ που μας παρακολουθήσατε, αγαπητοί μας φίλοι. Μέχρι την άλλη φορά, να είστε καλά, να περνάτε ωραία όπου και να βρίσκεστε.
So wherever you are, we hope you enjoyed this show and we hope you can join us again next time. All the best. Γεια σας.
Bye bye.